That's right. It's time we once again get fired up and kick off the Damn Sports Show, presented by Real Sports Cards in Waupun. A show that's as honest and self-aware as their hosts, Wally Lukaczynski and Charlie Dern.
We're all about accountability.
Big hand-up accountability here.
And, of course, we can count on Ashley to keep him in check. She just might be the biggest Taylor Swift fan at the station.
It's champagne problems.
They are champagne
Shout
problems.
out Taylor Swift.
Oh, give me a break.
It's hard to tell. They cover everything: Titletown, pro, college, and high school sports around South Central Wisconsin. Even if it's the Wisconsin Badgers, for better or worse.
I was wrong about Badgers basketball. I've done them before. They're bad.
Catch it all on 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, Daily Dodge TV, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Were we the first ones to do it?
Are we trailblazers? People are talking. I kind of like the underneath here today, Charlie. Was this here before?
I don't think it was. And I know the song isn't exactly, radio appropriate, so we probably can't sing along to it, but I want to.
I do too. I'm going to be honest. I almost want that as like a running bumper underneath the show. We would probably just be like up here. I feel like we got to move right now. That's got me to move.
Ooh, standing show?
Standing show only. Well, we were going to be in a pitch black show because 2 minutes ago our producer decided to walk in here, shut the lights off on us for no reason whatsoever.
You two were being divas.
That doesn't sound like
not
us.
on this show.
I never mean to be a diva. See?
He doesn't want to be a diva. It's proof in the pudding right there.
Wasn't that one of my resolutions though? For the new year, that I'm gonna try and be more dramatic was what it was.
No, I think it was you were going to hate more.
Well,
that
was definitely going to hate.
That was certainly one of them.
That was top of the list. But I do like the idea of us being more divas on this show.
Yeah, no, I'm all in for that. I mean, we could, if she's gonna hold us in check, we could hold her in check too.
Well, we do a good job at that. We do want to remind you, we're the Damn Sports Show. Wally Lukaczynski, Charlie Dern, and Ashley Dobrzinski up in the ESPN production room today and every day. And we have a big, big night ahead of us here in Beaver Dam. We're going to save some of our show time today in the first half so that we can devote more, listen to a couple pregame interviews, and talk a little bit about these monumental matchups that are happening over by Beaver Dam High School tonight. Waunakie's boys basketball team is in town looking to tie up the Badger Large with the Golden Beavers boys basketball team. And then right across the street, the girls hockey team has a chance to really put a stranglehold on the conference in their own right as they welcome in Cap City. That's right, the same Cap City team that these two played 3 times last year, very tightly contested games, and ended the Beaver Dam season in the sectional final. So I know that they're eager to get them back in their home barn. But before that, Charlie, I do want us to talk a little bit today about what's going on actually with a NFL team that is not the Green Bay Packers, and that being the Pittsburgh Steelers, a.k.a. the Pittsburgh Packers. Mike McCarthy, potentially Aaron Rodgers. It sounds like a lot of people want Aaron Rodgers back in that building. Before we actually start diving into that look of that new team and what we think it's going to be or anything like that, I'm curious, are you at that point now where you've been removed long enough from Aaron Rodgers and all this? Are you actively going to be rooting for the Pittsburgh Steelers next year?
Well, I was hoping you'd do the Stillers.
The Stillers? The
Yeah.
Pittsburgh Stillers.
That's the Pittsburgh pronunciation?
Yeah, it's Stiller.
The Pittsburgh Stillers.
The Stellars.
I certainly won't root against them, especially if they're truly bringing in all these former Packers, because they listed Jari Evans, who I believe was a tackle on the Packers. He played longer elsewhere, but then he was a Packer at one point. And then they're bringing in Scott Tolzien, or they're looking at interviewing Scott Tolzien, which was obviously Badgers quarterback, Packers quarterback, famously had that awesome spin move that where were you when moment.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
You can't root against it. I think that there's nothing to root against. If they were an NFC team that we're going to play twice a year or something like that, where you can't root for them, no. But they're an AFC team, and they're going to finish 9-8 again, and maybe stumble into the playoffs. Sure, why not?
It's what they do best. They go into the wild card round. They're 10-point dogs, and then they compete for about 20 minutes, and then it's over, and it's on to the next year. Tell you what, Randall Cobb and Alan Lazard have to be like sitting staring at the phone right now. This just feels like that textbook. Let's just go get the band back together. We're just in a different location now.
Yeah, Jordy Nelson. He's the I think he's the president of the NFLPA. Bring him in. Why not?
Sure, we'll create another role for him. It seems like we're creating roles for coaches every single day right now.
Clay Matthews is back working. He's on a podcast these days. Yeah, bring him back. Charles Woodson. I thought Charles Woodson would be a Michigan guy, like a guy for the Michigan head coaching job.
I actually would have hated that.
Yeah, right. Because how do you can't dislike Charles Woodson. He's the most likable Packer of like my lifetime. You love him, and he was one of your Raiders.
Yeah, definitely going in as a Raider, but that's neither here nor there. But besides point. But what do you mean no?
That's ridiculous. I know. I think he even like announced that.
No, if anything, he's going to announce it the other way. I would. This is how far away is he from?
He won a Super Bowl with the Raiders, right?
No, because the Raiders suck.
Oh, that's right.
Dude,
he won one with the Packers.
Who cares?
He broke his collarbone.
Like half of the time.
He broke his collarbone in that game.
He did. He's a warrior. I was rooting for him. I'm happy that he got a ring because he was never going to get one in that pathetic organization with the Raiders. But for whatever reason, he loves that team. I would bet. When is his eligibility? He's got to be coming up here in the next couple of years.
Yeah, I don't know how does that even work.
I think is it 4 years removed from your last snap in the NFL, I believe?
But then coaches, it's shorter because obviously with the Belichick.
Yeah, because I think part of that is just because coaches are getting older and you don't want them to have to wait and potentially not be here for that announcement. Still out of this world that Bill Belichick's not in. But when that
so
happens,
Rodgers would be a first ballot, right?
Well, I mean, now I don't know.
Well, unless
I don't know anymore.
Yeah, there could be people getting out the pitchforks like, well, he spoke on some political things. So
you mentioned ayahuasca
and
darkness retreats. We can't have this guy.
Yeah,
in the hall.
he's too weird. Yeah,
make him wait a year.
Yeah, people need to find a new slant with Rodgers, I think, because he's kept out of the weeds with some of that stuff, and obviously he's still doing the like yelling at his teammates thing, but that is to a certain degree. Like he expects a certain amount of greatness out of his other players, and from what we saw with DK Metcalf this year, like, yeah, I can see how Rodgers might not gel with that.
He's throwing to Calvin Austin behind that. You trade George Pickens. You're throwing it to the ghost of Jonnu Smith. Although Darnell Washington is a hoss. I don't know if too many people remember him in his Georgia days. Guy's like 2'7" or 6'7" and like 280. He's a big. 6'7".
6'7".
Nicely done. I didn't catch that right away. You might even be 6'8". But I'll have to check on that. But more or less for you, what are you looking at?
Ashley didn't even do it. We have her on video on here, and she didn't even do it.
I was actually looking for a boo button, but I couldn't find it in time. Because Charlie tried to do a 6'7" today because I told him it was 324.
Yeah, I just said I was just doing a bit, and
it wasn't a very good one.
It doesn't have to be a good one. It was still a bit.
I still don't know what you're even talking about.
I told Charlie.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever.
Yeah. That's exactly what happened. I have been really interested with how the coaching staffs are coming together for all these teams, because like the
This
Browns,
has been a unique coaching search, like window in general.
Well, so we talked about it yesterday with the Browns. So they brought in Todd Monken, and then Jim Schwartz was dropped, and then the thinking of it seems like, and I'm not exactly sure, and I'm curious to hear from like the Packers about the search more for the defensive coordinator, because like. We've talked about it. Jonathan Gannon, we're fine with it. It's not like a home run to any of us, which is fine. I know a lot of people wanted Jim Leonard. We brought in another guy today who was like UW lacrosse, UW Stout coach at one point, and then he was one of Jonathan Gannon's coaches in Arizona, and then he was the defensive coordinator at Virginia Tech. So he has ties to Wisconsin. Maybe that'll quiet people from being like, we need our Wisconsin guy. Throw everything else out. We need our Wisconsin guy. I know Jim Leonard's great. I get it. But then people are like, Al Harris. It's like, all right, we're doing a familiarity thing here. And at a certain point, it's fine. Todd Monken, yeah, that was a little that's been on the
mind. Well, no, but it's a fact. Well, you see it in certain areas. I know Pittsburgh, ironically, is another one where it's just like, hey, we have a lot of ties to the area. You have to understand what this place is about. And part of the success from them is up until Mike McCarthy, they've had 3 coaches going back to the late 60s between Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, and Mike Tomlin. So it can work. But at the same point, you can't be married to the idea of that you're only going to shrink every single class or coaching cycle to just your state or ties to the team. That makes no sense.
Well, and it feels like the LaFleur thing, where LaFleur typically brings in guys that he is closely familiar with.
Yes.
Or he wants to keep them around.
So I thought Raheem Morris was going to get the call back.
And it's been weird with him not getting any jobs. I was going to mention how the Todd Monken's special teams guy was one of like the best special teams coordinators out there that was available. And I thought that maybe the Packers, that would be their move, because there is that Domofsky report from when they hired Gannon that there's still some coaching decisions being mulled over. And we've heard nothing. They're back to the conclave, and they're talking about like we've got the black smoke again and again and again. We want to hear any decision whatsoever on what they're going to do with their special teams. It seems like he's coming back. That's not cool. And then we got Adam Senovich, who he didn't end up getting the Titans job. So does that mean that he's just like back? I still don't understand the thinking there, the logic behind that. Like, yeah, like we're fine if you go and you end up doing something else, but we'll welcome you back with open arms if you want to come back. Like, how does that work at all?
And we still have heard, though, the talk about the possibility of them not actually wanting to bring him back, but more or less hoping that he gets a job in another place, and then you can go out there. But the problem is you fall behind all these other teams that are hiring their coordinators, these position coaches, head coaches, whatever. And now you have a smaller sample size, a smaller pool of coaching candidates, yet again, if that is to occur.
Yeah, it's just really weird because now, especially with that, like if we're gonna bring in a new OC, maybe it really is just like we would promote someone from within because that's like been the plan all along. Like that's fine, but yeah, 100%. I know they're not gonna go and do a splash hire with like I always confuse his name. I was going to say McDonald again.
What, Mike McDonald?
Mike McDaniel, who went to the Chargers. Like I know they weren't going to do something like that. They're not going to have someone go into the room with LaFleur, who potentially like would be the other guy in there, where they just be like bashing heads the whole time. Like I'm smarter, and then it's just a problem because we know LaFleur thinks he's the smartest in the room.
He does.
I think we can all agree there and be fine with that. But I just want something because obviously like the Steelers are. Maybe it is a familiarity thing where the Steelers are bringing in all these guys that are familiar with Mike McCarthy, and he might have coached them and they played under him. I get all that, but all those guys have now been in different organizations that they're bringing back together. So they've gone out and like, learned their own things, learned new, things from other teams. I think the Packers desperately need that. I think Jason's made really good points when he's told us about how he thinks that ultimately is the way the Packers need to go. But it's just been, I'm just frustrated, like, we're just waiting. I'm, like, refreshing constantly. Like, when are we going to bring in, or when is there going to be news about one way or the other? Because I more so, especially with, like, now that the Senior Bowl is getting going, like, I more so want to talk about, like, who are we going to be getting in the draft or free agency or anything like that to rebuild the team.
Yeah, roster construction at this point. And it goes back to what you were just talking about. It reminds me a lot of each other in Pittsburgh and Green Bay. We talk about the similarities of the cities and the team philosophies year over year. But there's also something to be said about these teams really haven't been all that overly successful at bringing hardware back in the last 20 years. The NFL has changed. It's an ever-evolving sport and game right now, and it feels like these are two franchises that are very comfortable doing it the way it's always been done in these buildings. And at some point, you're going to have to adjust to the new times, to the new world of what this NFL landscape is. And when they continue to just do this, not to call it an old boys club, but just bring back the same people time and time again, you're going to get the same results. The only difference between the two teams, in my mind, is that once Big Ben fell off, the Steelers haven't had that high-level quarterback. And even this Aaron Rodgers, it's not Aaron Rodgers anymore. The Packers have constantly had an upper echelon quarterback, and they're still a team that has 2 Super Bowls to show for it in the last 30 years. And given those quarterbacks, given the coaches that have been through here, that's not good enough.
And like I guess where I kind of land a lot of times is like, if Jeff Hafley, and we're playing the if game, and that's not really fair to how any of the circumstances shake out, but if Jeff Hafley wasn't like necessarily as good as he is at the podium, or wasn't drawing as much interest and ended up getting a head coaching job, if he didn't get any of these jobs, were they comfortable literally running it back with the entire staff on both sides of the ball?
That's what it seems like.
Right. And that's where I'm just kind of like, how could you watch that Bears playoff game? How could you watch 5 or 6 of the other games where we melted down in the second half, where we had
no changes whatsoever,
10-point leads, and you just let it go, and you're like, well, team was injured, like, yeah, but we were up 21-3 on the Bears, and I always say it, no one was talking about injuries. No one was talking about injuries when we're up 21-3 on the Bears, and then we're talking about it after the fact when we lose.
Yeah, it's a ready-made excuse, and a lot of teams have that excuse, but it's where NFL is now. Every team is banged up at the end of the year. No one gets through the regular season unscathed. It's about being able to adjust on the fly and being able to get the most out of your players. And it felt like the Packers were that close. If you beat that Bears team, you go to Seattle, and I mean, we're seeing how talented they are just week in and week out. Even if you fall there, I mean, you could get a better idea of what you need to do in this offseason, because right now, I mean, outside of the cornerback position, outside of the edge position, there's not going to be that much change. It's going to be the surprise name, whether it be Josh Jacobs or an Aaron Banks that's going to be released. They have extra spending money. But I don't know, with the coaches that are all going to be back, if there's any kind of reason to believe that there's going to be a different result next year.
I saw some highbrow takes on Twitter about, and I'm pulling up the name of the Seahawks GM right now.
Is it John Snyder?
Yep.
Look at that.
So he's
the bag.
He's a former Packer, not player, but he was in the front office. And then same with Elliott Wolf on the Patriots. And then the conversation was like, did the Packers choose the third best GM out of the three? Like, come on. like some of that stuff is like, all right, maybe. Like they both made the Super Bowl, and they were the ones that assembled those teams. So maybe. But come on.
That's just where we're at.
That's where it's like, all right, we're in the off season.
Yeah, it's January here. Which is why today we're devoting more time to Beaver Dam Athletics. So we're going to take a break now. We're going to talk about the Wisconsin Badgers come back against the Minnesota Golden Gophers before we talk about the Golden Beavers in the third block and wrap up the show with this or that. That's coming up on the Dam Sports Show on 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam and Daily Dodge TV. Attention sports fans. Whether you're chasing the hottest rookie card, that next big autographed sports card, or looking for expert card services, Real Sports Cards is here for you. For everything from sports to Pokemon cards, visit the store in downtown Waupun today. Go to the Apple Store or Google Play and download the Real Sports Cards app for all live online card breaks. Watch, collect, and win from anywhere. Real Sports Cards, where sports fans come to play.
Damn Sports Show.
My thing is, I'm a sucker for the tornado season. When I grew up, I wanted to be a storm chaser that just so happened to do sports talk radio at the same time. I imagine being like, yeah, there's one on the ground over here. By the way, Packers over the Bears by 14 this week.
Listen weekdays 4 to 5 on 1430 ESPN, Daily Dodge TV, and the ESPN Wisconsin app. Meet Bob.
Hello.
Bob used to spend every day and night frustrated dealing with his squeaky, ugly, dysfunctional garage door and opener. But one day, Bob grew wise.
One day, my friend recommended that I call Hometown Glass and Improvement. Now, I have a brand new garage door that's both reliable and beautiful.
But Bob still has one regret. He wishes he got this done sooner. Don't be like Bob. Call Hometown Glass and Improvement at 887-3757 or visit online at hometownglass.com.
On top of the world or bouncing back, there's no better time than right now to take care of yourself. Marshfield Clinic Primary Care helps you stay on track with recommended screenings and annual visits, or simply connect on your overall well-being. And if you find yourself in need of care quickly, we often offer same-day appointment options. Marshfield Clinic. Enjoy life with confidence. Explore appointment options today at marshfieldclinic.org/primarycare.
Are you tired of battling a damp, musty basement? Air Care in Beaver Dam has a solution for you. The April Air Dehumidifier will significantly improve the air quality in your basement by removing up to 100 pints of moisture per day. That's 12 and a half gallons. The April Air Dehumidifier is quiet, energy efficient, and backed by an impressive 5-year replacement warranty. If you want a crisp, dry lower level for more living space or storage, call Air Care at 920-356-8860. Big enough to serve you and small enough to care.
At Gruber Law Offices, we take great pride in helping those who have trusted us after a serious accident. Our team has the knowledge, resources, and experience to get you the results you deserve. Don't wait to get the help you need. Make the right call. Call Gruber Law Offices today. Proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
Hey, it's Stacy with Slumberland, Beaver Dam in Watertown. Our President's Day sale is going strong, and you can save big with lots and lots of doorbuster items. Save up to 60% off of list prices in-store and online. This amazing Edenfeld Right Shades sectional is on sale for $999, and you get the matching ottoman completely free of charge. Now, it's while supplies last, so you'll want to hurry in and take a peek at the floor model and see if we still have some new ones. $999, ottoman is completely free of charge. Or this Miles accent chair for as little as $149. Lazy Boy chairs start as low as $399, and reclining sofas available in 2 different color options start as little as $499. Now, if Lazy Boy is your thing, check out our Lazy Boy sofas that start as little as $999, available in so many color options it's absolutely crazy. Or ask us how to upgrade to power. With our free doorstep shipping with localized and 36 months interest-free financing on $19.99 or more, you can save with all these President's Day specials. Slumberland Furniture, Beaver Dam, and Watertown.
They're doing their best to work like Wildy today. What's your excuse? Don't let your eyes or ears miss anything happening on the Damn Sports Show. Presented by Real Sports Cards in Waupun.
If you are looking for a one-stop shop for all things sports cards, head on over to Real Sports Cards in Waupun or check out their app. Whether you're into sports cards or Pokemon cards, Real Sports Cards has you covered. With live break streaming right on the app, you can grab individual cards on the go, be a part of a group, and watch for your favorite players and teams as the packs get open. Go to the Apple or Google Play Store today, look for the orange logo, and take your collection to the next level with Real Sports Cards, your local resource for all things sports cards, Pokemon cards, and more. And Charlie, we just got some very illuminating news that we had several people listening to the fine program here on the Damn Sports Show who have differing opinions than me on Charles Woodson, on who you remember him as a Hall of Famer with. He's a Raider.
Well,
you pull up the Hall of Fame website. What's the picture? It's an Oakland Raider.
In his second stint, right before he retired.
When he was an All-Pro, mind you. Second team All-Pro 2015 as a safety.
Yeah, no one remembers that. That's
People remember? That was when the Raiders turnaround happened.
Everyone, typically that's one of the first things you think of with Charles Woodson. You're like, well, remember in
2015, the year before. The Raiders.
Remember in 2015 when he switched to safety and he finished as an All-Pro? Google Gemini.
That's over 10 years ago.
Google Gemini, which AI literally right 100% of the time.
Never gets anything wrong, AI.
Correct 100% of the time. Says he was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame as a member of the Green Bay Packers. So
he
obviously,
was one of the two. It's not like MLB where they wear a hat.
No.
And it says the Raiders or Green Bay on it.
No, they say, though, he also had significant careers with the Oakland Raiders and won Michigan University.
Yeah, he's one of 2 Heisman Trophy winners that is also in the Pro Football Hall of Famer with his fellow Raider, Marcus Allen.
Well, and that was also one of the things with the Travis Hunter conversation is they're comparing him to Charles Woodson.
Which, by the way,
Woodson played, I think it was 11 snaps of offense.
Yes, I mean, it was there were similar players, like Chris Gamble comes to mind, where it's like he played 5% of offensive snaps in a year and they're like 2-way player.
Yeah.
It's different. It's different. By the way, Travis Hunter, it sounds like while they're going to run it back this year, they're already asking the questions in Jacksonville whether or not he is going to be just a one-position player, which anybody could have told you was going to happen. You can't in the NFL in today's world play both ways and expect to play at a high level. No. You can't do it.
No. Yeah, that is never going to work, especially with the wide receiver money compared to DB money.
Yes.
He's going to play wide receiver. That's just the way it's going to go. Yeah, Charles Woodson, every year that I would need a new jersey for the Packers, I would always get a Woodson jersey.
See, I kept one from when I was a little kid that was a large, and I'm like, I'll get in that one day.
Yeah.
And it's been 20 years, and I'm still just staring at it. I'm like, why do I have this?
Yeah, his number is part of my Gmail.
Is it actually?
There's a 21 in my Gmail, and it has to do with
Oh, well, yeah, people
Charles
remember
Woodson.
him as 24, but that's fair.
No, they don't.
They absolutely do.
Google
he played
Gemini,
more years in 24 than 21 because he played more years with the Raiders at a high level, too. Well, all forgotten in this as well, the Raiders went to a Super Bowl. They lost because they suck with Charles Woodson in 2002.
I have a graphic here of Charles Woodson. It says Hall of Fame, and it's green and gold. Maybe the Packers posted it. That's irrelevant. That has nothing to do with this.
It's fine.
Nothing to do with this. Oh, here he is with his buff at Lambeau. That's weird.
Yes. Yes. He's allowed to go to where place he played. Brian Winters, hands up. Unbelievable. But hey, before we start talking about Beaver Dam High School athletics, we do want to talk briefly about what happened last night over at the Kohl Center. Is the Badgers came out ice cold and were down 20 points before they got to half. They were down 20 and scored 17 in the first half before really catching fire in the second and luckily getting a very similar cold stretch from the Minnesota Golden Gophers. I imagine you were close to hammering a panic button on this one, and now you get to take a deep breath, and you get to still disavow the opener of our show.
Yeah, that's true. And that wasn't even in there this time.
Yeah, I wonder if that might be it.
Yeah, the big voice heard.
Wait a minute, did it?
My team worked hard at getting that removed.
We're gonna have to check the tape. I thought that we brought up the Badgers at some point.
Yeah, well, I don't think that was in there today.
All right, well, during the break.
Because I would have started with disavow.
Well, okay, we're gonna have to check the tape during the break.
No, yeah.
But you brought up a stat that I had no idea looking at this game. The Badgers scored 67 points. 67. Wow, the eyes get big again. Every time you look at me, I'm like, I'm getting canceled for something.
Ashley didn't do it again.
Why isn't she doing it? Be a part of the show. Let's have fun together. Silence is deafening.
We got silence.
Silence is deafening.
Well, sorry, I was double checking because Charlie did in fact have the Wisconsin opening at the beginning of the show.
I thought it was there.
Yeah, I just had to double check.
All right, it makes me feel better. It was definitely there. I thought I heard it.
Yeah, I was like, I'm pretty sure you can't go a day without Charlie hating.
Well, I got to call my agent, and we got to work this out. We got to get this off. We got to,
You were too busy, jamming to the new underneath music that was going on.
Yeah, well, even for a second there, though, like, in the game last night, with the Badger game, like, I was like, oh, we're kind of back to that where we were earlier in the year, where it's just, like, when they can't shoot, I still, like, I'm not sure where the leadership is on the floor. Like, it's just kind of like, this is, like, when we can't shoot, because they scored 10 points in the paint.
That's what I was going to bring up. 67 points. 57 of those came outside the paint.
You can't do 57 as 67.
Well, dude, they scored 67 points.
Yeah, but...
Yeah, you lost that battle. 57 points outside the paint.
That's who they are, which, like, obviously by now we know that at this point in the year, like, they're going to live and die by the three, which is, like, after watching the BYU game in the tournament last year, that's ultimately, like, kind of the way they have to go. They lost that game because they couldn't shoot, and BYU could. Like, it's kind of simple. It's not like a high-level take to be like, yeah, you don't hit your threes when you shoot 40 of them a game and you're not hitting them. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. They ended up shooting 42% on the game, so it worked out.
Look at this spray chart.
Yeah,
it's exactly what you would think it is. It's the 15 attempts or whatever it is in the paint. There's 2-3 mid-range shots, and then probably 30-something three-point attempts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's a new world.
Yeah, totally. But we've got veteran guards, which is, like, huge in the tournament. Now, do we have a good center to also kind of hold us down? No. That's question to be answered later during the tournament. I don't know. I don't necessarily think that the team is going to be like, we're going to win the championship this year, but they're playing a lot better than I thought, and that game last night was like a really tough win because Minnesota, we just made it, I think it's 11 straight that we've beaten Minnesota, and that's like a new record.
Hey, congratulations, man.
Thing. Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, I'll probably, like, we should have stormed the court.
You should have to celebrate.
Should have stormed the court. Missed opportunity there for sure. Yeah, it's like Minnesota this year, they have their new head coach, Nico Medved. He's a former Gopher, like GA, I want to say, but he was Colorado State's coach last year. He's really good, and he's kind of already turned it around there. So they're not anything to, like, scoff at by any means. They already beat Indiana this year. So when you're down 20 and you're not shooting well, it's not a good feeling. You score 17 points in a half. That's not great. And then they ultimately score 50 in the second half. It's all year long, that's what it's going to be. So I guess I got to start getting used to it and kind of being like, well, that first half might have been terrible, but if they just make their threes in the second half, we're fine. And that's just what it is.
I might push back just a little in the beginning, too, just because maybe you did get to see a little of that leadership from John Blackwell last night.
Yeah.
The final 3 minutes of the game, he's the only player to score. He scored the final 7, helped put that game to bed. So he is one of those players that when you do need a shot, they're looking to him.
Yeah.
So at least they're perceiving that leadership. Whether or not it's going to pay dividends when we get into March, that's yet to be seen. But a way to avoid what would have been a disaster, losing that game at home last night in the fashion they did.
Definitely. That's totally fair. I guess it's more so when things are going bad, they just tend to get really bad before it goes, like, things are getting bad, time out, figure this out, calm down, someone take charge, and stop this before it gets too ugly. Instead, all of a sudden, you're down, like, 20 points. It was 18 and a half, you're down 20 at one point. Like, it just, there's not a lot of, like, it just feels like there's a lot of moping.
Moping.
When
Well, you're an expert.
there wasn't a lot of moping last night, but when things are going bad, it gets ugly.
You have a radar for it. As an expert moper yourself, you're able to tell when other people are down in the blues.
When do I mope?
Charlie Downer didn't get his name on accident.
Oh, that's just because someone's carrying water for the head coach.
Well, I'm going to be able to cheer you up, Charlie, because we have a great cause that's coming up here. Glow for Good. It's a black. Wait, what were you doing?
I was carrying water above my head.
You were carrying the water?
Yeah.
Hey, that's good. I was going to say, we need to find more water carriers around here. You're going to do great at it. But we have the Glow for Good event that's coming up. And it's a black light trap shoot fundraiser supporting PAVE of Dodge County and Sheltering Together. And Sheltering Together is a project designed to expand PAVE's space to include an emergency animal shelter in a family-friendly children's area. This expansion will allow survivors of abuse to seek safety without being forced to leave their pets behind, while also providing a safe, welcoming space for children to heal. That is going to be Saturday, March 7th at the Beaver Dam. Here we go. I can't say this word. Conservationist? I think that was all right.
Yeah, you got it.
All right, Beaver Dam Conservationist Club drilled it. This event is open to the public. The doors are going to open at 4:30. There's going to be music, food, raffles, and lots of fun. And the trap shooting registration begins at 6 p.m. for a 50-bird Lewis class shoot. Just $30 per person. The first squad heads out at 6:30, and there will be prizes up for grabs throughout the night. Come out, glow bright. I like that. Come out, glow bright, and give back at Glow for Good, supporting PAVE of Dodge County. Glow for Good is proudly supported by Horicon Bank, Leadership Beaver Dam, and the Beaver Dam Area Community Foundation. I was so close to getting through that without really jumbling it up, and at the end, I just lost the plot.
I shot my first gun there.
Did you actually?
Yeah, I did the clay shooting.
You strike me as somebody that would have flown backwards.
No, well, no, because I think they were like, this is his first time shooting a gun.
They're holding you up, and they're all right, here we go. And
there's going to be a lot of recoil. And I'm like, got it. And then it took me almost an entire box of shells. It took me 13 times to actually hit the pigeon or whatever it was, whatever you call it. Then I had a big old bruise on my shoulder. Big old bruise, yeah.
The first time for that, it's something you never forget. Mm-hmm. I still remember my grandfather when I was a little kid being like, because I was a 5-year-old kid that's crying. I'm like, I don't want to do this, Grandpa. And he with the holes, well, that's too damn bad. Get out of here. And I'm like, oh. He's holding me up. Yeah, I felt like I was going to fly out of the freaking woods. So luckily we didn't have that happen.
I still hit it.
You still hit it. It just took 13 shots.
I think Sherry did on her second or third try.
Hey, shooters don't stop shooting, though. Mm-hmm. Credit to you. It shows confidence.
Volume.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about some shooters on the hardwood. Beaver Dam boys basketball is taking on Wanakee, and the Beaver Dam girls hockey team is taking on Cap City. It's next on the Dam Sports Show on 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam Daily Dodge TV.
This is Kristen DeMaster, head girls swimming coach, Beaver Dam High School. You're listening to 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam.
This Daily Dodge News update is brought to you by Prairie Ridge Health. They offer routine checkups and specialty services and inpatient care at the hospital just off Highway 151 in Columbus. Learn more at prairieridge.health.
From the Daily Dodge News Center, I'm Terry Bell. 54 people in Waukesha County are under quarantine after Wisconsin's first reported measles case of the year. Measles is highly contagious, so health officials are trying to keep it from spreading. Washington County Executive Josh Schoeman is dropping out of the race for Wisconsin governor. That's after President Trump endorsed his Republican primary opponent, Tom Tiffany. Wisconsin's problem-plagued youth prisons are now in full compliance with court-ordered reforms. Now, Governor Evers is asking a court to end a federal consent decree. A Beaver Dam preschool is now nationally accredited. Operators of community care preschool and child care say that's a step above the usual state licensing standards. Downtown Columbus is getting a glow-up. The Community Development Authority is giving away more than $32,000 so that 7 properties can spruce up their facades. From the Daily Dodge News Center, I'm Terry Bell.
That was the Daily Dodge News update brought to you by Prairie Ridge Health. They make it easy to get the care you need, close to home. Learn more about their services and locations at prairieridge.health.
Save big on everything when you shop at Menards. We're your destination for electrical products. Keep yourself safe and protected with new GFCI outlets from Legrand. They're available in a variety of finishes. Now at Menards, save big on all Legrand outlets and dimmer switches. View our entire selection of Legrand products today on Menards.com. Plus, check out our weekly flyer and find plenty of great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Fox Brothers Piggly Wiggly in Beaver Dam and Mayville are keeping you warm with fresh flavors and great deals. Brighten up your winter with juicy Tangelos, blood oranges, grapefruit, Cara oranges, or jumbo navels, just 99 cents each. Sweet red cherries are only $3.99 a pound, and premium strawberries? Grab them 2 for $5. Dinner options are plentiful with certified Angus beef English roast for just $4.99 a pound, and Prairie Fresh pork butt shoulder sold whole in the bag, only $1.99 a pound. Plus, those fan favorite Fox Brothers chicken cordon bleu meatloaf muffins are back and delicious at $4.99 a pound. Don't forget the essentials. Piggly Wiggly butter is $2.99, and stock the fridge with 7-Up, Dr. Pepper, or A&W. 3 12-packs for $13 when you buy in multiples of 3. Shop Fox Brothers Piggly Wiggly online at foxbrospigglywiggly.com.
Piggly Wiggly, shop the pig.
Prairie Ridge Health offers an array of trusted healthcare providers and services for everyone in your family. From routine checkups and specialty services to inpatient care at our hospital just off Highway 151 in Columbus, we make it easy to get the care you need close to home. Come see us in Columbus, Beaver Dam, Sun Prairie, and Marshall. Schedule today at prairieridge.health or call 920-623-1200. Prairie Ridge Health, inspired by you.
Wally and Charlie cover Badgers, Brewers, Bucks, and more on the Damn Sports Show, presented by Real Sports Cards in Waupun. Stay tuned to 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam.
Way to bring us back in right here. Welcome back to the Damn Sports Show on 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam and Daily Dodge TV. Charlie and I, for the last 3 minutes, have been talking about the Rocky movies and how we would equate certain players to a Rocky character from the Green Bay Packers.
Wait, were you not talking about the Rocky movies?
That's why I was talking about him. I saw it coming up on the thing.
Okay, just making sure, because Wally seemed shocked that this was getting played.
I put this in earlier, and I completely forgot about it. And Charlie's the one who brought it up.
Nice. Lovely.
It's doing good here.
Confirmed Apollo won the third fight.
Apollo won. Well, I mean, again, Apollo is the better boxer. Mm-hmm. It was just a matter of you're rooting for the underdog, the gritty Rocky Balboa. Anyways, we might have to revisit that one of these days on the show, especially in silly season as we get coming up here without too many of these sports to talk about. But we have to talk about the Beaver Dam High School doubleheader we have tonight on Daily Dodge TV. First, we're going to talk a little bit about the girls hockey game that is going to be taking place at 6:45 right over there at the Beaver Dam Family Ice Center. They're taking on Cap City, and they won this matchup earlier in the year, but this is the same group that last year Beaver Dam won 2 out of the 3 contests, but they did lose that sectional final game against the Cap City squad, and I know that they're going to be itching to get back on the ice against this team and trying to defend home ice. While we have up here, Dobes, if you don't mind, we have the interview for pregame that Wade sat down and talked with Mike Pogorelic for. We're going to throw that to there now.
A huge matchup at the Family Center on Thursday night on top of the Badger Conference as Cap City comes to town for round 2 with the Beaver Dam girls hockey team. We bring in head coach Mike Pogorelic. Coach, you had a nice win on Tuesday night over a scrappy Iceberg squad, and you got to flip that page pretty quick, don't you, to start looking ahead to Cap City on Thursday?
Yeah, real quick. It's that time of year. We've got a lot of games with all the cancellations stacked up. So, yeah, we got a day to get ready, but I think we're ready for it, and the girls are looking forward to them.
Now, Coach, Just talk about the Cap City rivalry. Obviously, since you've come on board, this is year 3, I believe, for you here back in Beaver Dam. Just kind of talk about how, as your team has kind of risen up the standings, how has that rivalry and the competitiveness between Cap City and Beaver Dam grown over the last a couple of years?
Yeah, I think the major driver is that we're both, talented teams. In the last couple of years, we've been at the top of the conference, so it's kind of us or them type of thing. But they're close, obviously close to us, just up the road, and a lot of the girls have played together growing up, and it's just one of those things. I think everybody gets up for this game. But it's, again, an important one in the conference standings. If whoever wins this kind of is in control in the driver's seat for the rest of the year. So, we're just, we respect them as an opponent. We know they've got some really strong players. They play at a good pace. They've got a good goaltender. So we do what we can to get prepared and try to play as well as we can against them.
Coach, you picked up the 4-1 victory in their barn early in the season. Just what do you remember from that game, and when you looked at some of that film, what was the difference in the game for your squad to come out on top?
Yeah, I thought we moved the puck really well and took advantage of opportunities. When we got good quality scoring chances, they found the net. And we actually missed on a couple breakaways in that game too. I thought the kids came out hard early, and we've struggled with that. We've struggled with first periods. They're getting behind early, and so we're really focusing on coming out strong. Playing our game early and getting into it, because you never want to get behind and not give yourself the opportunity to come back. So against Cap City, it's really important that we have a strong start, and we can go back to the sectional final last year where we got behind 3 goals and dug our way all the way back and came up short. So we'd like to start strong, and that's what really worked well for us earlier this season.
Coach, seems like we have this conversation every day in the Badger Conference, but Martinelli is a goalie that's as good as anybody in the state of Wisconsin. Can kind of talk about what makes her so good, and she's kind of the anchor of that squad.
Yeah, she's a big athletic kid, and I think she's really confident. You can kind of tell in the way she plays and the way she carries herself. So, again, more traffic to the net. We need more traffic to the front of the net. We're generating plenty of shots, but we got to make her life difficult.
Coach, you look at Cap City; they're kind of one of those teams where 2 losses in the conference right now. This is absolutely a must-win for them if they want to have hopes on to win a conference championship. So they're always going to come ready to play with Beaver Dam, but it's even more important on Thursday night.
Yeah, they do have 2 losses, and they lost to Janesville, who we were close to losing to as well, and we have to play again. So it is a big game. If we don't win this game, we've got a couple tough ones down the stretch, and as you mentioned earlier, the goaltending in the conference is so good. So really every night, you just don't know. I mean, you could find a hot goalie and not find a way to put pucks in the net, but they'll be coming, again, the game's so big and the teams don't really like each other that much, so there's going to be a lot of intensity there. And plus, if they lose 3 games, it's going to be really tough for them to come back and win the conference. So it's really important for both teams to play hard, start quick, and everybody will be up for it. It's a great atmosphere. I know this game won't disappoint. It's really important to both teams. So if you have an opportunity, we'd love to have you out at the rink.
Again, Coach, keys to the game if you want to get the victory on Thursday night against Cap City.
All right, a quick start. Like I said before, we've got to start fast. We don't want to play from behind. I think that'll help us out a ton if we start quick and lots of shots and lots of traffic to the net.
All right, head coach Mike Pogorelic, appreciate the time. Good luck on Thursday night against Cap City. If you can't make it to the rink, we'll have it on Daily Dodge TV. Thank you.
Thank you.
Huge thank you to head coach Mike Pogorelic before this monumental clash tonight with Cap City. He talked about how much those 2 sides, they don't have a lot of love to share. And Charlie, I'm going to be doing the pregame lineup read to the locker room, to the girls to get them ready. I'm a nervous wreck for this, so you've been trying to help me out.
Well, yeah, and I know they'll be fired up for whatever you have to say, but I think you got to go full on Herb Brooks.
And you've put together some tips for me going into tonight.
Well, with the help of AI, I had them quickly write up a little speech, and
I'd love to hear some of it.
We were talking about how trying to be a little more dramatic this year.
I want to be a diva. Mm-hmm. I'm ready for that challenge.
Girls, look around this room. Really look. Every early morning, every bruise, every time someone told you, I don't like that line. Well, ChatGPT wasn't being too nice there. You earned your way here together. Tonight, you don't play Cap City. You play your standard. You play for every practice when no one was watching. Every shift when you were exhausted. Every teammate next to you who trusted you to do your job. And then it keeps going.
I can run through a wall right now.
And then, hold on. Well, I'll do the finish. Play for the crest on the front. not the name on the back. Play fearless. Play together. And when you walk off that ice, make sure you know exactly who Beaver Dam is. Now let's go take it.
Oh, even through and let's go take it.
Let's go take it.
Oh, Herb Brooks, get me fired up. I'm going to have to wear like one of those old school, like, I don't even know what you would call it. It's almost like the checkerboard suits.
Mm-hmm.
They look wool, just miserable to wear. I feel like I have to do something like that.
Yeah, you got to.
I might have to show up in a suit, and then I think they probably would be laughing at me the whole time. Probably not the vibe that we're going for in a game like this.
Slamming the lockers, throwing hockey sticks around.
Yeah, like Will Ferrell and the other guy, or what, in Old School.
Yeah, you got to fire them up.
Got to fire the boys up.
Got to do what it takes.
Got to. Well, I'm right across the street tonight. About 15 minutes later, at 7 o'clock on Daily Dodge TV, the boys basketball team is playing Wanakee with huge conference championship aspirations on the line. And Wade also sat down. He's a machine. With Tim Ladrin, the head coach of the boys team, let's hear what he had to say.
The Beaver Dam boys basketball team has a huge Badger Large Conference matchup at the Fieldhouse on Thursday night as Wanakee comes to town. I want you to fill up the gym, but you can also watch it on Daily Dodge TV as you bring in head coach Tim Ladrin. Coach, when it comes to the Badger Large here as we get ready to turn the page to February, doesn't get any bigger than this one on Thursday night, does it?
Yeah, it's a pretty big one. Two teams at the top of the league. We got a one-game lead on them right now, and it certainly could put us in a pretty good spot, obviously, if we could get this one on Thursday. But they also know that keeps them in the hunt too. So, yeah, it's a big one. They're, and they beat us the first time. So, we know we're going to have to play pretty well.
When you look back at that first game, Coach, you guys had that game kind of in control, didn't you? And they kind of rallied back and stole it late.
Yeah, we had some things not go our way, and we made some mistakes, and but yeah, certainly had a nice lead. But Wanakee's a really good team. They're really well coached. They're going to do a lot of really good things, and they made some plays down the stretch, and we didn't. And we've been pretty good down the stretch this year, but that's one of them that really kind of sticks with us a little bit.
Coach, can you kind of talk about Wanakee? If people aren't familiar, what makes them such a good team? They got a couple of double-digit scorers, a couple of all-conference type players. What makes Wanakee so good?
Yeah, I think first thing when you look at Wanakee is their depth. They're really, really deep. They'll play 10, 11 guys. You don't see much, much of a change when they go to the bench. I mean, they're really athletic, a whole bunch of guys that can shoot the basketball. There's been some games this year where they've been really, really hot, and then there's been games where they haven't shot the ball really well. But then they're always going to defend really well, and they're going to play really, really physical. So, that's just kind of, what you get with those guys. They got some really big, strong kids inside. They really kind of bully their way around. We got to handle that. So, obviously a really good team that's beaten some really good teams this year, and really going to be a big test.
Beaver Dam boys basketball coach Tim Ladrin, his team getting ready for Wanakee as Thursday night at the Fieldhouse, 7:15-ish or so. The tip on Daily Dodge TV. Coach, your team, obviously, we talked about Parker Blank nursing that foot injury. How has the rest of your team rallied, and how much do you have to adjust your game with a guy that realistically, was in the running to be Player of the Year in the Badger Large Conference? How do you adjust?
Yeah, losing a guy like Park is certainly a big deal, right? I mean, you mentioned one of the top players in the league for sure, and we did so many things that were kind of based around him on both sides. So, we've told our guys, obviously there'll be offensively. There's a few more, opportunities for some guys. We've seen, Ben and Isaiah take some big steps. Take care of the basketball too. Guys just stepping up and doing a good job of running our offense, and and then on the defensive side, obviously missing his intensity. So we've had to change a few things at what we do on both sides. It is what it is. Injuries happen. It's really super unfortunate. I feel really bad for Park. We hope at some point we'll get him back here by the end of the year. But, our guys know our goals are still in place. The chance to try to win the Badger Conference, and that's our goal. And so everybody just kind of knows they need to step up. And it's not necessarily like that next man up thing. I think we got to, do it as a whole, and everybody kind of pick up the pieces.
Coach Max Moritz was out for a good portion of the whole beginning of the season as well. Just can you give us an update on Max and what you look for from him down the stretch?
Yeah, we're hoping we get him back here soon. Started practicing this week. It's probably going to be a little bit yet, but we think Max can be a really big factor for us. Good size, can finish inside. Would give us another really good rebounder and a defensive player underneath. It's good as it's funny because as good as we've been this year, we've yet to play with our full strength crew, and so getting Max back would be a big deal and really help us in the interior. Hopefully it'd be sooner rather than later here.
Coach, what are some keys to the game if you want to get a victory and earn the season split with Wanakee, and I guess really get yourself in the driver's seat for the league on Thursday?
Yeah, take care of the basketball. Their pressure and their physicality is always something that you have to deal with when you play them. Defensively, we've got to really grind out possessions. We were not very good defensively on Saturday against Whitefish Bay, and so it's things we've got to really clean up. And and then we got to be able to rebound. Got to be able to handle them on the glass. They like to push and shove their way to the offensive rebounds, and we got to be able to hold our ground there. So it really comes down to really, things that you have to do fundamentally. You got to defend, you got to rebound, you got to take care of the ball. We can do that. We'll be in the game for sure.
It's the Battle of Badger Large Leaders, Beaver Dam and Wanakee on Thursday night, 7:15. You can watch it on Daily Dodge TV. Head Coach Tim Ladron, thanks for the time.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it.
This is 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam.
Big thank you once again to head coach Tim Ladron ahead of that matchup with the Wanakee Warriors tonight. Coverage will start at 7 o'clock on Daily Dodge TV, tip right around 7:15. You're going to want to be locked into this one. Golden Beavers with the chance to really put a stranglehold on the Badger Large with a win. We're going to take one final break today. When we come back, it's time for This or That Thursday. Next on the Dam Sports Show on 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam and Daily Dodge TV.
Here's a look at your weatherology forecast. Lows dip down to about 2 below. Tonight, under partly cloudy skies, winds out of the northwest 5 to 10 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow, slight chance of snow showers. Highs around 13. Lows around 5 above. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy. A dusting of snow tomorrow. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki on 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam. Currently 10 above.
Keep up to date with all the latest going on in high school athletics across the region by heading to the sports tab at dailydodge.com. Local scores, interviews, and more.
There's no better time than right now to take care of yourself. Marshfield Clinic Primary Care helps you stay on track with screenings and vaccinations, or to simply connect on your overall well-being. Visit marshfieldclinic.org/primary care.
For 100 days, I'm going to cross the 7 continents because the answers to everything important are out there at the edges of our world. I'm stepping into the unknown. Where are we going? To see our planet as it's never been seen before. From pole to pole.
Pole to Pole with Will Smith from National Geographic. Now streaming on Disney Plus and Hulu.
Show me the way.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Are you tired of battling a damp, musty basement? Air Care in Beaver Dam has a solution for you. The April Air Dehumidifier will significantly improve the air quality in your basement by removing up to 100 pints of moisture per day. That's 12.5 gallons. The April Air Dehumidifier is quiet, energy efficient, and backed by an impressive 5-year replacement warranty. If you want a crisp, dry lower level for more living space or storage, call Air Care at 920-356-8860. Big enough to serve you and small enough to care.
That sound you're hearing isn't just a great rock song, it's WBEV putting money in your pocket. Join us at all 8 poker run stops so you can build your best 5-card poker hand. Then stop in at our final party at the Dump in Cambria, where the winner will be awarded $2,000. The second place winner will receive a one-night stay in the Vacation Villa Studio at Chula Vista Resort in Wisconsin Dells with water park passes, and two $50 dining vouchers for Kaminsky's Chop House. Third place earns a $25 gift card from each stop of the poker run. Participants must be 18 or older. Listeners are eligible to win a prize once every 30 days. Only one winner per household. Find the complete rules and restrictions on the contest page at dailydodge.com. Our first poker run stop is at the Landing on County Road G, Wednesday, February 11th from 4 to 7 p.m. Then join us at Benvenuto's on the 18th. Find a complete schedule on the contest page at dailydodge.com.
A show that's so good, you could hang up an in-season tournament banner for it. The Damn Sports Show, presented by Real Sports Cards in Waupun. This is 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam.
Welcome back to the Damn Sports Show on 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam and Daily Dodge TV. Wally Lukashenski, Charlie Dern, and Ashley Dobrzinski up in the ESPN production room. And it's time for this or that. Ashley, can you set the table for us?
All right, I got a few.
We got a few here today.
Yeah.
What are we starting with?
We're gonna start with some easy ones.
Okay.
Because we don't have a ton of time, but we're gonna start with some easy ones.
Mm.
Doom scroll or rewatch your comfort show.
Well, you can do both. Typically, if you've got a comfort show on, you've seen it so many times that
You
I'm
can
just
start
like,
doom
I'm
scrolling.
That's not the question. It's not this, that, or both. It's this or that.
Wow, there was a little attitude on that one there. Woo.
Wow.
Whoa, buddy. I think I would take, being honest, I would probably doom scroll, but sitting here, I would tell you I'd prefer to watch the show.
Yeah, but like odds are, if I put on my
I'm
comfort
gonna be
show, I
doom
have my
scrolling.
phone out.
I'm gonna be
doom
scrolling.
and I'm on Twitter. But yeah, I'd probably end up scrolling.
All right, fair enough.
All right, would you rather have a room full of mosquitoes or a room full of talking dolls?
Talking dolls, you said?
Yes.
I was hoping it was talking dogs. I'm like, that would have been sick.
I used to live amongst the bugs.
Yeah, it was like a calling card for you. Going back home and you just open the door and 100 flies or whatever those things flew in the apartment.
Yeah, see, the key is that you have to make friends with them. You can't let them bully you.
You'd have to use a ton of off, though.
No.
No, you're just like, they're not going to bite me. We'll be friends.
Yeah, because if you start killing them, then they'll start attacking you. You got to just be like, hey, like, we're cool.
Give me the room full of Annabelles.
Why?
Because they're
That's
just talking.
insane. That's nuts.
They're just talking.
True. I guess they are literally
yeah.
just talking.
They could
They're not
be
gonna
nice
bite
dolls.
you.
We're not saying
Yeah.
they're possessed.
Yeah, that's a good
True.
point, actually.
Yeah, give me the dolls.
Okay.
Yeah, they could be Toy Story.
It could be Elmo.
Yeah, they're just hanging out.
I would love it, a talking Elmo walking around the house.
Do you think that toys are real like in Toy Story?
Yeah, when you leave the room, they definitely get up and move.
Can you prove it?
I can't.
Okay, you two. Next one.
Okay.
Would you rather pay would you rather pay your QB the big bucks before they peak, or wait until the last minute where other teams are, fielding offers?
So this is more or less if you're talking about like an extension in probably year 3
Yes.
versus letting the contract run out.
Yes.
The smart move is to pay him early.
Yeah.
But
What if he fails?
well, it depends on what your kind of quarterback you're talking about too.
True.
If it's Bo Nix out there, I'm letting the contract run. If you got the Jordan Love out there, I'm paying him the money.
Yeah, they had to pay
Fair.
Jordan Love early. Obviously, that was a weird one with how it was. But, like, if you're the Dolphins now, you're like, we owe Tua. Tua's dead cap is like $90 million.
Look at Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, right. You got to pay him. Like, a lot of these guys, you got to pay them. But there's some guys that you regret it.
You don't want to be paying them. Let's just say that. All right. Well, thank you very much, Ashley. We'll have more time for you next Thursday when we don't have double headers that we have on on Daily Dodge TV tonight. Excuse me. Make sure you're tuned in on those at 6:45 and 7 o'clock. We'll be back with another edition of the Damn Sports Show, same time, same place tomorrow on 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam and Daily Dodge TV.
Son, how are you feeling?